Good morning to all. I am Rajitha, working as an Assistant Professor of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science Department in SNS College of Engineering. Today, we're going to see about professional ethics subject. Let's move on this subtopic that is moral autonomy. Moral autonomy definition is at autonomy means self-determining or independent. Moral autonomy is the ability to think critically and independently about moral issues and applying this normal thinking to situations that arise during the professional engineering practice. In other words, moral autonomy means the skills and habits of thinking rationally on ethical issues based on moral concern. Factors influencing the moral autonomy. The moral autonomy of a person depends on many factors influence on morals or atmosphere in which the person is brought in her childhood, one's relationship with friends, neighbors, and relatives, one's family structure, and the uh, family economy, influence of religious and educational institution, influence of teachers and others mentors, influence of media like newspaper, novels, television, movies, etc., influence of some social events. Skill required to improve moral autonomy is the importance of skill required for engineer to improve the moral autonomy given by Mike Martin and Roland Skins Chinsinger, or as follows: proficiency in recognizing moral problems and issues in engineering. That is, the skill required to identify and to differentiate problems related to law, economic, environmental, society, or religion. Skill in understanding, clarifying, critically evaluating the arguments which are against the moral issues, the ability to form consensus and complete perspective on the basis of relevant facts, the ability to make imaginative and creative alternate solution and difficult situation, sensitivity to valid difficulty and litigious, that is, sensitivity to other views, problems, and suffering, adequate knowledge to use a common ethical language so as to support or defend one's moral views with others, the ability to understanding the importance of maintaining one's moral integrity in the sense. Moral autonomy is a fundamental concept in professional ethics that emphasizes the individual capacity and responsibility to make ethical decisions independently. This concept is central to various professions, including medicines, law, and business, where practitioners are often faced with complex moral dilemmas that require more than mere adherence to external rules or regulation. Instead, professionals must rely on their own moral judgment, guided by their values, principle, and the deep understanding of ethical norms. At its core, moral autonomy involves the ability to act according to one's own ethical beliefs and principles rather than simply following orders or conforming to societal norms. In professional setting, this means that individuals are expected to exercise personal judgment and take responsibility for their action, even when it might conflict with institutional policies or popular opinion. For instance, a medical doctor might face a situation where the best course of action for a patient well being differs from established protocols or administrative directives. In such case, the doctor's moral autonomy allows them to prioritize the patient's health and dignity, demonstrating a commitment to ethical standard over procedural rigid- rigidity. The importance of moral autonomy in professional ethics is underscored by the need for professionals to navigate gray areas and complex situations where ethical guidelines might not be clear cut. Professionals are often expected to balance competing values such as honesty, confidentiality, and fairness, while also considering the potential consequences of these decisions on various stakeholders. They require not only a strong understanding of ethical principle but also the courage to act on one moral conviction even in the face of external pressure or potential personal risk. However, moral autonomy does not imply that professionals are free to act arbitrarily. It operates within the framework of professional codes, of conduct and ethical guidelines that provide a fundamental structure for decision making. These guidelines are designed to support and inform individual judgment, ensuring that professional autonomy is exercised in a manner consistent with broader ethical standard and societal expectation. For example, legal professionals are guided by code of professional responsibility that outline fundamental principles such as integrity and client's confidentiality when they must exercise their own moral judgment. This judgment is expected to align with these established principles. Moreover, the exercise of moral autonomy requires a reflective and critical approach to one's own values and biases. Professionals must engage in continuous self-assessment and education to ensure that their ethical decisions are well informed and justifiable. This involves being aware of one's own in limitation and seeking guidance when needed, whether through consultation with colleagues, ethical committees, or professional development resource. Such practices help to safeguard against moral negligence and ensure that autonomy is exercised in a responsible and accountable manner. In conclusion, moral autonomy in professional ethics underscore the responsibility of individuals to make ethical decisions based on their own judgment, informed to professional standard and personal values, and highlight the necessity of balancing professional convention with institutional norms and societal expectation, while more autonomy empowers professional to act with integrity and ethical commitment. It also demands ongoing reflection, education, and accountability to ensure that such autonomy contributes positively to the professionals and ethical standard of their field. Moral autonomy in professional ethical refers to the capacity of individuals to make ethical decisions based on their own principles and values rather than merely following external rules or directives. Here are five important points to consider about moral autonomy in professional ethics. Individual ethical judgment. Moral autonomy allows professionals to exercise their own ethical judgment and make decisions based on personal values and moral reasoning. This individual discretion is crucial for navigating complex ethical dilemmas where standard rules might not provide clear guidance. Responsibility and accountability is with moral autonomy comes the responsibility for one's own ethical decision. Professionals must be accountable for their actions and the consequences of the decision, acknowledging that personal ethical choices have significant impact on the practice and stakeholders. Balancing autonomy with professional standards. While moral autonomy is important, it must be balanced with adherence to established professional codes of ethics and standard. Professionals should align their personal ethical decision with the broader ethical framework of the profession to ensure consistency and integrity, promoting ethical reflection and growth. Moral autonomy encourage continuous ethical reflection and personal growth. Professionals are prompted to regularly evaluate their values, bias, and ethical reasoning, fostering a deeper understanding of their own moral compass and enhancing their ability to handle ethical challenges. Navigating conflicts and dilemmas. Moral autonomies play a role in resolving conflict between personal values and professional obligation. Professionals must navigate these dilemmas by integrating their own ethical principles with the expectation and norms of their profession, often requiring decision making and compromise. These points understand the significance of moral autonomy in ensuring that professionals not only adhere to ethical standards but also engaging in thoughtful principled decision making in their work. Thank you.